Hey, wanna go to the lunchroom?
I would, but I forgot my lunch.
Well, good thing there's a food court across the street.
Oh yeah! Okay, I'll grab some sushi. I'll see you in a bit.
Alright, see ya!
Man, I'm so hungry. Mother!
Convention weekend! Even though I've been an anime fan and interested in Japanese culture for a little over a decade now, I haven't been to an anime convention until winter 2016. The winter event was always hosted at my college campus, which was an art school and it meant I could have a student discount on the entrance ticket. So I thought I might as well go. Since then, I've only ever attended the same one and for both seasons. Well, technically I just started to go to the summer one in 2018, which is not hosted by my college, because this is how I spend and prioritize the money I earn. Speaking of which, the next convention is approaching very soon, and I am super excited! My cosplay lineup this summer is honestly the best one so far. I'll be, in order of the weekend, Ryoga Hibiki from Ranma 1/2, Cuphead from, well, Cuphead, and last but not least, Connor from Detroit Become Human. This'll be a fun weekend. Anyway, to help my impatience, I thought I should tell some convention stories. Soreja, ikimashou! In winter 2016, there was a life-size Super Saiyan Goku statue made out of paper mache. I had no idea who or if a team of people made it, but it was really impressive. It was painted well, and it looked like a low polygon style statue. If you don't know what that means, it's basically like the original Lara Croft model. You know the one. Anyway, it wasn't in a glass case or anything, it was just standing proudly. Unprotected, by the way. So naturally, it started to fall apart at the head throughout the day. And some of the staff had to be near the statue to tend to it. I was all over the convention, so I didn't see the entire digression of it. When I went back to the statue later in the afternoon, it was lying down, headless. I looked all over the main floor, and I didn't find Goku's head. What I did see, however, was some staff members crowding around the body and was either anxiously trying to figure out what to do or play detective. Or should I say, Detective Conan. In other words, the area became CSI Vancouver. I felt bad for the staff members who had to deal with that situation, and for the artist, or artists, when they'll figure out what happened, but I couldn't help but laugh. I mean, look, after a quadrillion episodes of Dragon Ball, Goku could only be truly taken down by irresponsible convention guests and staff in the real world. It may not be that hilarious to you, but that cracked me up. If it weren't for the maid cafe, the murder of Super Saiyan Goku would have been an open and shut case. Thanks, Timmy. But come on, you can't tell me you'd pass on being served by pretty ladies of different personalities and gradually get perks. Hold on. Before I get into this story, I want to make some things clear. The maids were paid actresses and were treated with respect. That meant no candid photos or videos, and any harassment of any kind would be met with severe consequences, in terms of being a convention guest and possibly as a citizen if you're stupid enough. Anyway, back to the story at hand. Being in a maid cafe is like being in a visual novel scenario that you could experience firsthand, also known as tropes galore. Tsundere, bakadere, kudere, dere-dere, dandere, yandere, you name it. Actually, I have no idea if there was ever a yandere, because yanderes are, bad business. Caleb, one of my very best friends, and I lined up for the place way before the lunch rush. You know, like sensible people. Once we got in, we were served by a dere-dere maid who also happened to be someone Caleb knew. It totally broke my immersion. But whatever! I was still being served by a pretty girl. The maids addressed every guest as master and gave out MasterCards. MasterCards. The card was a way to get stickers to rank up and have perks with the maids, such as picking a specific maid to have an authorized picture with, or to receive a gift basket from. Anyway, every time she tended to us, Caleb would just light up and show color on his face. He's the man of few words type of guy. So seeing him with so much life in his eyes was super rare, like something that you could only experience in bullet time, like you can't even take a picture of it. And I'm sure the both of us had slight crushes on her and walked out of the cafe satisfied and happy. Now that I think about it, we both tended to have the same crushes when we were in college. Huh. True friends with great tastes and are super shy around pretty girls. Anyway, speaking of crushes, there were some really awesome guests attending every day of the convention weekend of summer 2018. The guests that I had my heart and prioritization set on were the legendary Satsuki Yukino, Kappei Yamaguchi, and Richard Ian Cox. If you don't know who they are,
what is the absolute matter with you?
I mean, I'll tell ya. Kappei Yamaguchi is the Japanese voice actor of Inuyasha and Ranma from their respective shows, whereas Richard Ian Cox was the English voice actor of the same characters. And last but not least, Satsuki Yukino was the Japanese voice actress of Kagome Higurashi from Inuyasha. Ranma 1/2 and Inuyasha were the first two shows I fully watched from start to finish and was my introduction to anime. So naturally, I had to meet those three.
At all costs.
Based on the convention weekend schedule, I planned who to meet and to get signatures from for each day. Kappei-san and Satsuki-san's lines were incredibly long. It was about an hour and a half to 2 hour wait. It made sense though because a lot of people traveled from everywhere to get there and to have the chance to meet them. In turn, Kappei-san and Satsuki-san traveled all the way from Japan just for that weekend, so it was a once-in-a-lifetime chance for me. Since the staff was trying so hard to accommodate everyone who lined up, I only got my Inuyasha notebook signed by the two of them, thanked them, and shook their hands. Even though the moment was brief, those were some of the best moments I've ever had in my life. Meeting them was amazing, but meeting Richard Ian Cox, it was a dream come true. A dream that 11-year-old me would freak out about if I could have time traveled back to tell her. I watched Inuyasha and Ranma with the English dub, meaning that I had the voices of Inuyasha and Ranma with Richard's voice in my mind. Since there were still a lot of people lining up for the Japanese voice actors, I got to meet Richard right away. Twice, and in 2 different days. He was such a funny and charming guy, and I was trying so hard not to freak out and explode from happiness. There weren't too many people in his line for both days, so I got to chat with him, get his signature twice, one for the Inuyasha notebook and another for the base of my Ranma figurine, took a photo with him, and got a video of him saying a super iconic line of Inuyasha's.
Iron Reaver Soul Stealer!
Thank you. Needless to say, I was so very blessed. And they say never to meet your heroes because they're sure to disappoint you. What a load of boo hockey. I'd replay those moments again and again if I had the power to, and the magic would never be ruined for me. There was another notable special guest who was there last year. Clifford Chapin, the English voice actor of Bakugo Katsuki from My Hero Academia. As much as I love My Hero Academia, I don't really like the English dub. To be honest, I prefer subs over dubs because rarely do English voice actors capture the characters correctly. Flame me in the comments if you want. So with that said, I didn't consider to meet him at all. For the entire weekend, his line for signatures were always very short. They were so short, in fact, that it came to the point where there would be no line after 15 to 30 minutes. So it would just be him, sitting patiently, with a convention staff member supervising by his side. Yeah, it was quite sad. On the 3rd day, I considered lining up for him, but there was an event that I absolutely did not want to miss, and his meetup time collided with the event. So, Clifford, if you're somehow watching this, I am so sorry, my dude. I love your role as Kachan, even though I never watched the English dub, but I did hear you say one of his lines for like a fan, and I wish I could have met you. If you're somehow coming back, I won't miss you then. I promise. I'm sure that I have more convention stories, but the ones I've told today were the most memorable. In general, anime conventions are super fun to be at, and it's always great to converse with so many people who have the same interests and celebrate Japanese culture. I'm very fortunate to not have any bad experiences or interactions. Or maybe not, because that would have been some grade A content. Anyway, if y'all are in the area and are going to Anime Revolution Summer 2019 in Vancouver, BC on August 9 to 11, it'd be awesome to see you there. Like I said in the beginning, I'll be Ryoga, Cuphead, and Connor. Don't be afraid to say hi if you spot me. It'd be really cool to see you guys in person. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, everyone!